Morning, students. Today's problem is median. Okay, you know the median. Median is the middle value. Okay, median is the middle value. So before printing, before that, we'd like to learn how to use floating point numbers, especially printing them. So Python supports floating point numbers, as you know. Okay, so we're using floats, coding, UTF-8. So this is for saving the value. Sum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and n is 25. And then your average should be sum divided by 25. Okay? And you'd like to print all of them. Sum and an average. Okay? So let me save this as a save as. This is not lab 5. So let me make lab 6. Okay, there's already lab 6 here. So float as the pi. Okay. So you can execute this by run menu. Run without debugging. So one of the reasons to stop the shortcuts of OCaml is that some of the shortcuts is conflicting to the development environment. So you can see that sum is 1, 2, 3, 4, and n is 25 and 49.36. And you know that this is really division. So if you want an integer, you can use double divide for the integer. Okay, so executing this, run this again. Python file. Okay, can you see it is printed 49 without the fractional part? Okay, so this is an integer division and this is a floating point division. So if you'd like to divide this as 33, then you can find them. Sorry, so I just confusing this with Python file with the idle. Okay, so it is now printed as floating point numbers. Okay, so not 25, it should be divided by n. Okay, sorry for that. Control F5. Okay, so can you see that fractional part is arbitrarily long? So we'd like to adjust this today. Okay, so how can you do that? I'd like to switch it to your PDF file. So the floating point numbers can be printed using F string, which stands for format string, for specifying the precision. So the following code is for printing the value, but it should be printed with only 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay, and what is 5? It is the output width. So let me check it with your Visual Studio Code. So if you'd like to print this, so you can use F string, average is with AVG. Okay, but in order to use them, you should prefix it F. Okay. So without F, so let me just check this. Without F, the string will be printed as is. Okay. But if you want to substitute a value, average, instead of brace, average, closing brace, just prefix it F. Okay, so it is called F string. In that case, the value of average is replaced in this place. Okay, so Control F5. You see average and the value is substituted. Okay. So now we are focusing on the average value only. So we'd like to print average only. Okay. Save this and average is printed. Okay. But we want .ef, which means that only 2 digits after the decimal point is preferred. Okay. Then you can execute this. Okay, only 2 digits is shown. So it is round up and down. Okay, so if you allow only 3 digits, so it will be rounded up in the fourth place. So it will print 394. Okay, 394. So let's just check it. 394. Okay. So this number, this positive number 3, after that, implies that your floating point value should print 3 decimal places after the decimal point. Okay. And there should be a rounded up and down in the fourth decimal place. Okay. But sometimes you want that your output should be printed in a fixed width. In that case, please specify here. So that is not meaning that please 10 decimal digits before the decimal point. It is not. 10 means the whole output should be printed in with a width of 10. That means 10 characters. Okay. So executing this, and you see I can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So this is not mandatory today, but I'd like to explaining this for completeness. So since you can take a look of your PDF file, I'd like to add another for loop for n in range 1 to 10. Okay, value is 1 divided by n, and I'd like to print them with F string. Format value. So if you just print value, so in this case, this is wrong. No. So I'd like to compare it with this, with normal print. Okay. So if you save this and running this, know that some of the decimal is the same as before. Okay. But if you really want to restrict the value, the first value should be printed with 2 decimal places after the decimal point. Okay, so you can write this specification. Then it will be printed in a tidy manner. Okay, so 2 decimal places after the decimal point. Okay. So even 1 will be printed 1.00. Okay. So if you want that the first print should be printed in the width of 5, in this case, you can see that printed width is 4, which is the minimum. Okay, 5. Then you can set it 5. Save this and running this. Did I run this? It seems to be run. Okay, can you see it is printed in 5 character places? Okay, 1 before the 0, 2, 0, 3, decimal point, 4, 1, 5, 1. Okay, so you can adjust the behavior of print using F string. So F string is very powerful. So once you are acquainted to the C coding, you may prefer print format string like this, 5.2F. Okay, but in that case, you should use %. Okay, so this is similar to the F string, but this is an older style. Okay, so the older style is the same value as before. Okay. Anyway, F string is more powerful, so I recommend to use this. And let's go back to today's problem. So today's problem is that median. So read n numbers, n is greater than 0 and less than or equal to 500, and print the median of them. The median is the middle value of the sorted list. So if n is odd, the median is obvious. So median of them can be uniquely determined. For example, if the numbers are 3.1, 1.7, and 2.1, the least one is 1.7. The greatest one is 3.1. And the middle value should be 2.1. So 2.1 is the median. Okay? However, n is odd. That means if the number of numbers is even number, you cannot determine median uniquely. So in that case, you take the arithmetic mean, which means that average of the value nearest the center. For example, if the first number is given 5.3, this is the greatest. And 1.7, this is the least number. And two numbers near the center is the 2.1 and 3.1. Okay, so what is the average of them? 2.6. So your median is 2.6, which is the average of the two middle values. Okay, so your program should calculate the median of arbitrary numbers. Okay, and numbers. The sequence of input numbers is given in the single line of the standard input. Each number can be a floating point number, and the numbers are given separated by a space. So your program should print the median up to the first digit after the decimal point. So this is for the additional bonus point. So let's take a look of the input and output. So this is a slightly modified version of the first input. So what is the least one? 1.57. What is the greatest one? 3.12. What is the median? 2.12. So you should print 2.1. So your program should print the median up to the first digit after decimal point. So what if the third number is 2.15? Then your output should be 2.2. rounding up. Okay. So this is the second case, 3.1, 1.7, 2.1, 5.3. What is the two median values? Since this is the number of input items is 4. So in the middle, 2.1 and 3.1 is the two values. So you should take the average of them, 2.6 should be printed. Okay. So even sometimes some values can be repeated. So in this case, the least number is 0, greatest number is 9. Okay, so the median of the whole numbers is that the median of 1, 9, 1, 2. Okay, least number is 1, greatest number is 9, so the median should be the median of 1 and 2, which is the average of 1.5. Okay, but you can use sorting method, okay, sort method of a list. So this is very simple, okay. So only one thing is discriminating the length of the list is even or odd, okay. Find the middle and printing and exercising the F string. So do you have any questions on the problem? So if you don't have any question, thank you all to joining this video lecture. See you on